There's a fascinating story from back in the 90s about Walmart and how they created a massive advantage over their retail competitors. In an industry that's used to fighting over 2 to 3% margin, they had the extraordinary idea to put a geostationary satellite up above their headquarters. And that allowed them to stream inventory decisions and credit card transactions in real time. This breakthrough made them an exponential organization, because competitors like Sears or others would take 2 to 3 weeks for headquarters to realize what diapers have been bought. They had to carry a lot more inventory and so on. Meanwhile, Walmart, super agile, super responsive, that satellite had allowed them to track everything in real time. Basically, what they had invented and what they realized was what we now call a dashboard, and it put them into a league of their own. Many internet companies do this today, but one of my favorite examples is Focus at Will, which streams music to keep you in a focused state. I'm an investor and an advisor there, full disclosure, and what they do is they keep a real-time dashboard about every single metric about the company. So number of users, how many create samples accounts, how many convert into paid users, and that data is available to every investor, every advisor, every employee, and every stakeholder in the business. This is fascinating, and this is what's happening today across many, many companies. It's funny today, when we look at a basketball game or a baseball game, we track every single statistic in real time. But our businesses, we usually update them quarterly and maybe even annually at some point. EXOs keep real-time tracking of all of their metrics, both on the personnel side and on the business side. And the reason why EXOs use dashboards is about fast feedback. When opportunities and threats can be understood in real time, you can course correct very, very quickly and massive growth becomes possible. And the truth is, with the online infrastructure we have today, you don't need to put up your own satellite. You basically can create real-time effective dashboards in a much simpler way than just even a few years ago. The dashboard of an EXO is made up of two basic components. There's the external information about conversion rates, subscription drop-off, and so on. And there's internal information on how you track employee performance, what are the internal goals, internal KPIs, how is the team doing. When you pull all of this together, the effect is very, very powerful. Every person in your team can suddenly see what's going on, how you're doing, what numbers need attention. If you've ever argued about what your priorities should be, a dashboard will make things very, very much cleaner, and it's data-driven. Suddenly, everybody's on the same page, you're all pulling together, and that kind of synergy that's so hard to create is now very feasible with a dashboard. For example, take Google. Google has made the extraordinary decision that every HR outcome, how a company is doing, how the team is doing, how an individual is doing, is completely open and transparent to everybody else. So if you're at Google, you can actually look up every single other employee's past performance and their current objectives. It makes it very easy to decide who to work with, what somebody's objectives are. Are you aligned on the goals that you're trying to meet for this particular project? What I wanted to do in this section was explain more about how companies like Google, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and other EXOs are using dashboard. Please check the blog post where we discuss this in a lot more detail and show you how to get started.